There is more fun in hunting with the handicap of the bow than there is in hunting with the sureness of the gun. This is a quote I chose by the legend Fred Bear, for I believe in it strongly, because every time I go out to practice shooting or go hunting, I always feel excited. Before speaking with you today, I asked a few members of the audience a couple questions. The first lady I spoke to, I asked her if she knew the types of releases used in archery today. She gave me a simple no, and also responded with pulling the bow back with her fingers, right? I said that is correct. However, there are other types of releases used as well. The next question I asked a gentleman was, what are the steps used to shoot a compound bow properly? He listed off a few of them, and he hit most of them right on the head. So today I would like to inform you of the different types of releases, and then inform you on the proper steps to shoot a compound bow. I feel that my credibility is very strong, and I feel that way because I have been shooting a bow for 20 years. I have a lot of experience in it, and my father also is a big-time archer and used to build compound bows. So first I'd like to talk about releases. The first type of release is for beginners and experienced shooters if they are comfortable with the dependability of it. It is very basic. It is a finger style. You use your index, your middle, and your ring finger. And what you do is you wrap those around the bowstring, and you rest your pinky and your thumb in the palm of your hand just like so, and that's how you fire off the arrow that way. The second type of release is called a trigger release. It has 3 different styles. The first style is a thumb release, and it looks just like this. This one has a rope that goes around the bowstring and attaches to the lever here, and once that's hooked up and you grab it with your hand, there's a lever here next to your thumb, and you get that pulled back and anchored up, and you press that button to fire the arrow. The second type of release is a index trigger. It looks just like this, kind of just like the thumb, except the trigger is right here where your index finger lies. And this one does not have a rope that goes around the bowstring. It has a little lever, metal lever here, and that hooks up to the bowstring. And when you get that pulled back, you press it with your index finger. The third style is a pinky finger release. Looks just like this. Has a lever here next to your pinky. So when you get that pulled back to your anchor spot and are ready to fire, you pull it back with your pinky. That type of release is for beginners, intermediate shooters, and experienced shooters. It's one of the most common releases out there. The third type of release is a back tension rotary release. This one looks similar to the trigger releases, except it doesn't have a button to fire off the arrow. This type of release is for experienced shooters. It basically fires off when you have it back to your anchor point. Instead of pressing a button, you use your back muscles, and what that does is when they tense up, it causes your elbow to drop, and as your elbow drops, your hand wants to rotate, and the bowstring will slip off the lever there. The fourth type of release used is an automatic release, and this one is set on a timer, and it is for intermediate shooters and experienced shooters. It takes a little bit getting used to because you can't fire it when you want to. It's set on a timer, so it takes a little bit to get used to. So those are the 4 releases used in archery today. Next, I would like to talk about the proper mechanics of shooting a compound bow. So what we'll do here is we'll grab a bow and an arrow, and what you want to do is get a nice strong sturdy stance. You want your feet shoulders width apart, and you want your your left foot kind of opened up, so your chest is open, you're able to get a nice sight picture. So you'll take your arrow and put it in the rest, knock it to the bowstring. If you have a knock instead of a loop, you want to put it underneath the knock or the O-ring. In my case, I have a loop, so I don't chew up my bowstring with my release. For safety purposes, we're going to take the arrow off, reattach the release to my loop, and you'll want to have a nice loose bow hand on the bow handle so you don't jerk the bow around. And also you'll want to relax your arm so you can rotate your forearm over so you don't snap your forearm with the bowstring when you fire off the arrow. And what you'll do is you'll lift the bow and pull, and you'll want to get it to your anchor point. Some people go to the corner of their mouth, other people will go to their jaw, and you'll want to pull through, and as you're pulling and you get it on the target, you'll want to take a nice deep breath in and exhale slowly, and slowly squeeze the trigger. And by slowly squeezing the trigger, you'll have a nice straight follow through, which will look like that. It'll jerk straight back, and what that does then is gives you a nice accurate shot every time, so you can hit the target, your bullseye every single time. Takes a little bit of practice, but once you get that going, you'll hit it every single time. After speaking with you today, I hope I have informed you the different types of releases used, and I also hope that I informed you the proper techniques shooting the compound bow. I hope the next time you go out hunting, I hope you take a challenge upon yourself and use the compound bow. It will be one of the funnest things you'll ever do. Thank you.